My boyfriend publicly humiliated me on YouTube Shorts, calling me, yep, that's right. In the middle of cooking trends, skincare reviews, and dancing cats, I officially went viral as the defective ex, the free trial that never got renewed. And that he called me moment? Yeah, it wasn't baby, it wasn't my queen. It was a name so depressing it felt like depression in full HD. So what did I do after becoming the national drama headline? Stick around and cry? Blow up his phone, cursing his whole family tree? Or quietly pull off a disappearing act so clean even NASA couldn't track me down? Pull up a chair, let me tell you. Because if you've ever dated a clown with a social media account, you'll get this story. I used to think I wasn't the viral type. I don't dance on TikTok, I don't do makeup reviews with voiceovers, I don't film ASMR eating videos. The wildest thing I'd ever posted was a birthday video for Macy's cat, complete with a party hat filter. But then, one fine Monday morning, while I was buried in reviewing a proposal for a new perfume campaign, I work in PR for a clean beauty brand, my phone started buzzing like it was about to combust. Notifications from Instagram, then YouTube, then Messenger. And then Macy called. Not a normal call, but the kind where she spammed me 3 times in 2 minutes. That's our signal. Either the house is on fire or there's drama. With Macy, it's usually the second one. I picked up. Tessa, girl, breathe. Don't you dare open that video around other people. Of course, I opened it immediately. And of course, staying calm was not an option. The video was exactly 36 seconds long. A YouTube Shorts clip filmed around midnight. The setting? Zeke's backyard, one of Chadwin's buddies, where the guys basically hosted a barbecue every single Sunday. Dim lighting, the crack of beer cans opening, and Chadwin, my boyfriend of 4 years, slouched on a folding chair, beer in hand, face flushed red, grinning like deadlines had never been invented. Then a voice from behind the camera chimed in. Hey Chad, rate your girlfriend. Quick, no time for edits. I heard someone else shout, let's hear the tea. Chadwin laughed, tilted his head back with that half smile I once thought was cute. Tessa, her? He said her, like I was some outdated dishwasher stuck on rinse mode. If I'm being honest, Tessa's the kind of girl who's stable. Pause. The whole group bursts out laughing. Meanwhile, my blood pressure bursts a vein. Like, pleasantly bland, you know? Doesn't nag, doesn't ask too many questions, easy to manage. Someone shouted through the laughter. Easy to manage? Chadwin just nodded, cool as ever, like he was describing a TV remote. Yeah, like an above-average girlfriend by standard. Usable. Usable. Hold on. Usable is a word for printers, not girlfriends. I don't remember how many times I replayed that video, but I remember every single reaction. Macy called me again. I know you're probably writing out 127 reasons not to smash your phone. But stop at reason number 3. It's too expensive. I stayed quiet. It felt like getting smacked in the face with a pillow, stuffed with bricks. The funny, or maybe more humiliating part is that just 12 hours earlier, Chadwin had been sprawled on my couch, cuddling me while we watched Netflix, asking which couch I liked better for the new apartment, because we were planning to move in together when my lease ended next month. And me? I still believed he was the kind of guy who listens and knows how to care. Chadwin used to remember the exact day of my big presentations, show up at my office with a sandwich when I was drowning in work, and tell me I looked beautiful even after I just finished crying in the bathroom. So in my head, that video had to be some kind of mistake, an out-of-context clip, a joke that went too far, a version of Chadwin I'd never met before. But then I read the comments. Usable. This dude is brutally honest, sending this to my girlfriend so she learns how to behave, and the video, almost 300K views, climbing by the second. While I was still in shock, Macy gently asked, so, what are you gonna do? I didn't know. Seriously, I had no clue. I wanted to call Chadwin. I wanted to scream at him. I wanted to post a comeback video and tag it, say that again, I dare you. But all I actually did was shove my phone in a drawer and tell Macy, let me crash at your place tonight. Bring your charger and a liter of detox water. I'll do something smart later. And you know what? I once read a Reddit story about a girl who found out her boyfriend was cheating through his own cooking vlog. I laughed. I thought, no one could possibly be that clueless. And then the universe went, hold my beer. I don't know how the rest of this story will play out. But for now, let me ask you honestly, if you were me, what would you do? Forgive him? Confront him? Disappear? Tell me how you'd handle this. See if it matches what I did. The problem with disappearing in real life is that nobody teaches you how to do it. There's no checklist like how to ditch your trash boyfriend with grace, no app called ghosting for dummies. So I just did the simplest thing my petty little brain could come up with in that moment. I blocked Chadwin. Everywhere. Instagram, Venmo, you name it. Then I turned off my phone. I didn't text. I didn't say a word. I didn't even leave a vague post like what's meant to be will be with a butterfly emoji. I vanished straight up ninja style, minus the actual martial arts skills. And I didn't cry. Which, honestly, freaked Macy out more than the video itself. She shoved a neon pink water bottle into my hand with the words hydrate or dihydrate printed on it, and dropped a line I swear belongs on a t-shirt. If you don't want to cry it out, you gotta flush it out. Chug it, queen. Chadwin, of course, reacted like he'd just been kidnapped. From the guy who once called his girlfriend usable, he instantly morphed into a tragic heartthrob. Day 1 of my disappearance. 3 texts. You mad about last night? I didn't mean it, I swear. Call me, don't go silent like this. Day 2. 6 texts and 2 voice memos that sounded like he was auditioning for the lead in a Hallmark romance. Day 3, the first story popped up, an old beach photo of us, captioned, "When things are at their best, we don't know how to cherish them." I wanted to reply, "Nothing was beautiful. You were wearing fruit print swim trunks and I had a level 2 sunburn." But I stuck to my promise, absolutely no response. Day 4, Chadwin dropped a 3.5-minute vlog filmed in his car, soft golden lighting, eyes a little red, voice all raspy. "I'm learning how to face my mistakes. Tessa, if you hear this, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you." Cut to him staring soulfully out the car window, which was very clearly the Costco parking lot. The video title? Forgive Yourself First, My Journey to Healing. My best friend watched it, sniffled once, then declared, "Healing my ass." Yesterday, he was still leaving hard eye comments on some girl's Instagram. Guess he switched from healing to horny halfway through. And yep, the miracle called screenshot saved us. Macy, on one random free night, armed with her natural-born social media crime investigation skills, dug into Chadwin's side account, the one he used to follow MMA memes. You know what he was really doing while saying, "I'm suffering, I'm falling apart"? Liking every single post of a girl named Leighton. Blonde, wispy bangs, the type who posts books, yoga poses, and quotes like, "You deserve love even on your messy days." For the record, she bartended at one of Chadwin's work parties last month. I remember because she handed me a mojito instead of the margarita I ordered. And it wasn't just likes. Chadwin had already DM'd her before I disappeared. "I've been thinking about you since that night. There's something different." I blinked at Macy. She pulled out her iPad, opened an Excel spreadsheet titled Chadwin Timeline, From Trash to Dumpster Fire. I'm not kidding. She had analyzed his interaction history, stories, comments, and even made a chart mapping the correlation between healing and flirting. Every time I stayed silent, Chadwin doubled down on his "I'm the victim" content online. But behind the scenes, he was running 2 scripts at once. 1, make the ex feel guilty. 2, make the new girl feel chosen. I called it the lose no one, as long as everyone's blind strategy. And the problem was, it worked. The comments under Chadwin's so-called healing vlog were split into 2 camps. Camp 1, I hope Tessa sees this and forgives him. Everyone makes mistakes. Camp 2, Tessa's clearly toxic. The silent treatment is the worst. At least Chadwin is trying. I read those comments and wanted to apply for a job as dirt. Macy, on the other hand, screamed, "Do these people not get it? If someone kicks you in the face and then says, 'I'm healing,' it's still a kick." That's when I remembered a Reddit post from last year about a girl whose boyfriend trashed her on his podcast, then went on video crying to beg for peace. The top comment was, "I hate the type who hurt others and then demand to be the main character in a sad movie." I saved that line in my head, like a compass, because this wasn't over. I had the sinking feeling I hadn't seen the full script yet. And honestly, I started doubting the entire 4 years of our relationship. Maybe it didn't accidentally fall apart the way I thought. Maybe it was planned. And soon, me and Macy, not Chadwin, were about to uncover the next act of this self-produced soap opera. Have you ever seen anyone healing while also sliding into new connections every night? Or am I the one living in the wrong universe? Be honest in the comments. We read them, and save the good ones, just in case we need to wake up the next victim. I thought I was mentally prepared for every possible plot twist after Chadwin's fake healing performance. I thought nothing could surprise me anymore. Not after seeing him post a story begging for forgiveness while reacting to some other girl's story with the fire emoji. But nope. Chadwin still managed to level up his cowardice. Literally. That afternoon, I was sitting there in my 2-day-old sweats, eating sweet potato fries. Not because I'd worked out, but because life. Suddenly, a DM popped up from an unknown account on Instagram. Tessa, this is Josh, one of Chadwin's friends. I know I probably shouldn't get involved, but I just reread some old messages and felt like I had to send you this. Attached were a series of screenshots. I opened them, chewing slower, and not because the fries were dry. It was an old group chat between Chadwin and his close buddies, including Josh, from about 3 weeks before I disappeared. The first message was from Chadwin. Guys, I want to break up with Tessa, but I don't want to be the bad guy. Any ideas how to make her dump me instead? I immediately stopped chewing. What I needed at that moment wasn't a snack, it was steel nerves. Another guy, Zeke, if I'm not mistaken, the owner of the cursed barbecue backyard, replied, just start pulling away, don't go home for a few days. Pick little fights and say stuff like, she's too sensitive. Chadwin answered with a row of laughing emojis. But the message that made me want to call the FBI was this one. Or I'll just roast her on TikTok like a joke. She doesn't even know what TikTok is. Excuse me? What am I, living in a cave? I literally ran a TikTok ad campaign for a waterproof mascara brand. But then it clicked. In Chadwin's head, I was the kind of girlfriend he once described, easy to manage, pleasantly bland. So of course he assumed I wasn't sharp enough to notice a carefully staged manipulation. I kept scrolling. There it was. Him bragging about already testing the waters with Leighton. Yep, Miss Love Your Messy Self quotes. She's fresh, no drama. Tessa's just predictable. Predictable? This from the guy who went with me to pick out tablecloths for our new apartment, asked what we should name the cat we didn't even own yet. And now I'm boring? Josh closed the screenshots with one final message. The way he talks about you, it's not he slipped up. It's a plan, and it makes me feel wrong. I grabbed my phone, opened the notepad, and typed 2 words, campaign mode. Because this wasn't an accident anymore. This was a full-blown breakup campaign, passive-aggressive edition, master level. Objective, make the other person leave. Tactics, undermine her image, blur her emotions, boost his own value in everyone else's eyes. Tools, social media, victim narrative, new girl plus morally blind bros. I sat there, staring at the blinding phone screen in the glow of sunset. Yeah, I know it sounds cheesy, but I was literally sitting in an indie movie frame. And for the first time in 4 years, I wasn't sad anymore. I was clear. You know that feeling when you finally realize, oh, it's not my fault. It's not because I'm not enough or because I'm too sensitive. It's like taking off a bra that's been the wrong size all day. I sent Josh one single line back. Thanks, if there's more, send it over. I'm in full emotional spring cleaning mode. Josh reacted with a heart. I didn't know if he was trying to redeem himself or just drowning in guilt. I didn't care. All I knew was, at this point, everything was crystal clear. This was the moment I thought of that old movie, Cruel Intentions. 90s kids, you know it. There's a scene where the heroine realizes she's been used all along, and she just says, I'm not stupid. I just thought you were different. I used to think Chadwin was different. Turns out, he was the textbook. Right then, Macy walked out of the kitchen, caught me glued to my phone, face blank. What now? Something new? I didn't say a word, just handed her the screenshots. Macy read them without blinking. And then, she laughed. The kind of laugh that says, this isn't just regular dumb, this is elite-level dumb. I once saw a Reddit clip where a girl wrote, if he can't even break up with you directly and has to stage a whole performance to make you leave, then he's a lousy director and you're an actress way out of his league. And right now, you're the main character. Not in a tragedy, but in a cheap play you've refused to act in. And you know what? She was right. I didn't need to clap back. I didn't need to expose him. All I had to do was stay silent a little longer. Because this performance, it was about to unravel on its own. After realizing I'd been cast as the accidental female lead in Chadwin's breakup campaign, a guy with the face of a boy next door but the brain of a discount reality show producer, I thought I'd seen every possible twist. But nope. Chadwin, the director, the writer, and the self-appointed star, still had some bonus content for me. 3 days after Josh sent me those behind-the-scenes receipts, I got a DM from Leighton. Yep, the same girl who posts Saturday morning yoga pics and was once described by Chadwin as fresh energy, low drama, perfect for the eco-living vibe. She messaged me this. Hi Tessa. I know this is a weird message, but I think we should talk. It seems like we've both been played by the same guy. I hope you'll be open to it. I nearly choked on my water reading that. I handed my phone to Macy. She glanced at the message, let out a long sigh like, called it. Girl, I swear, if these two ever text each other, I miss you on the same day, I'm making matching t-shirts with Chadwin's face and the caption, Gaslight World Tour 2024. I agreed to meet Leighton. Partly because I was curious, partly because I wanted to confirm whether this was a cosmic plot twist or just emotional MLM marketing. We set up a meeting at a waffle cafe, public enough to feel safe, quiet enough to spill the receipts. Leighton got there first, hair in a messy bun, canvas tote bag with some healing quote print, face anxious. I sat down, and before I could even say a word, she handed me her phone. You need to see this. It was a text from Chadwin. The message read, I know things are messy right now, but you're the only one who makes me feel at peace. Tessa doesn't understand me the way you do. Timestamp Wednesday, 9:42 a.m. I stayed quiet, pulled out my own phone, and scrolled to the text I'd gotten from Chadwin that very same Wednesday morning. The message read, Tessa, you're the only one who makes me feel like life is worth living. Leighton could never replace you. Wednesday, 9:38 a.m. I looked at Leighton. Leighton looked at me. And at the exact same moment, we both said one word, like we were reading each other's minds. Destiny. Not the, wow, we're soulmates kind of destiny. The wow, we got played by the same idiot, so now we're accidental allies kind. Leighton started explaining. She began texting with Chadwin after that company party, when he told her he was going through relationship troubles with me. His words. He said we'd broken up but were still emotionally entangled, that I was the one who couldn't let go, and that he just wanted to end things peacefully. I cut her off. Wait, he said I couldn't let go? I disappeared without a word and blocked his entire ecosystem. Leighton nodded, the kind of nod you give after biting into a sour grape by mistake. Yeah. And I believed him, because I used to be the type of girl who thought if someone posted a sad caption, they were actually heartbroken. I laughed. For the first time in weeks, I really laughed. Not sarcastic, not forced. A real laugh. And Leighton, she wasn't bitter or hostile at all. If anything, she was angry at herself. I was part of the problem. I saw how Chadwin kept things vague, but I brushed it off like everyone's messy after a breakup. Now I realize he was never serious about anyone. He was just acting with multiple people at once. I told her about the screenshots Josh had sent me. She let out a heavy sigh. I get the feeling. Chadwin never actually loves anyone. He just loves having someone admire him. And if there isn't anyone, he manufactures drama to get the attention. That line deserved to be on a Netflix documentary poster. She emphasized one thing. After I disappeared, Chadwin never told her the truth. That the TikTok video was the reason I left. Instead, he told her I was depressed, often weirdly silent, and tended to blow little things out of proportion. I laughed, this time the deranged kind of laugh. Little things? Calling your girlfriend usable in public is a little thing? What's a big thing then? Calling me an outdated printer model. Leighton burst out laughing, and like me, she'd already decided she was done with Chadwin. But before leaving the cafe, she said, I don't think we'll ever be friends. This whole thing is way too weird. But if you ever need someone to remind you you're not crazy, I'm here. I nodded. We snapped a picture together, not to post, just to keep. Because honestly, I never imagined the day would come when the person helping me see my ex-boyfriend clearly would be the very girl he tried to replace me with. Everything had happened so fast, so bizarre. But in the middle of all that chaos, one thing stood out. I wasn't the only one Chadwin had manipulated. And for the first time in weeks, I felt not alone. I used to think that if I ever saw Chadwin again, I'd need to prepare some kind of graduation speech-level monologue. Long, sharp, packed with meaning. But turns out, once your heart has evaporated every last drop of feeling, your words get short. And sharp. After meeting Leighton, and confirming I wasn't some exception, just another episode in the Chadwin Deception Season 4, I decided it was time to put a hard stop to the entire performance. I set up the meeting with Chadwin at a retro-style diner, the kind with booths facing each other like a 90s movie. Not too fancy, so he wouldn't think I was trying to make a statement. Not too cheap, so I wouldn't have to stare at a grease-stained paper menu. Balanced. The same way I once tried to balance my emotions while loving him. Spoiler, didn't work. I arrived 10 minutes early, ordered a sugar-free lemon soda. Nothing profound about it, but I like the fact that I chose it myself. The last time I went out to eat with Chadwin, I let him order for me. He got me a salad I'm allergic to. But now, I was sitting here, choosing my own drink, and knowing I'd never get a scratchy throat from him again. Chadwin walked in at 4:01 p.m., exactly 1 minute late, like always. He was wearing the blue button-up I bought him for his birthday last year. Oh, the same shirt he once complained about. The collar's too stiff, makes me look like some emotionless bank manager. Yet here he was, wearing it to see me. Funny, right? Hilarious. He smiled, that tilted, half-apologetic, half-waiting-for-me to melt smile. I didn't melt. Tessa, he began. Thank you for coming. I really am sorry. I gave him a small nod. No, I know. Just a nod, the kind you give when you don't have the energy to be mad anymore. I slid my phone across the table toward him. On the screen, the messages he sent me and Leighton, same day, 4 minutes apart. I just want to confirm one thing, I said, voice flat, steady, like an eye exam machine. Are you planning to keep lying, or are we going straight this time? Chadwin swallowed hard. The air thickened, like cold, congealed cheese on a forgotten plate. Tessa, I was confused. I didn't know what I was doing. Leighton showed up right when things between us were messy. I thought if you broke up with me first, I wouldn't have to feel guilty. But I was wrong. So wrong. I leaned back, arms crossed. You know what, Chadwin? When I disappeared, I thought I was being reckless. Now I realize it was the smartest tactical exit of my life. He looked at me, eyes red. Hard to tell if it was tears or just bad lighting. Then he pulled out the oldest trick in his sad boy playbook. I know I don't deserve you. But I still love you. I smiled, not mocking, just a calm, almost amused smile. The kind of smile that says, you don't even deserve the pack of tissues in my bag. Love me? Then do you even know I'm allergic to kiwi? He blinked. Huh? We went for frozen yogurt 3 times. Every single time, I told you no kiwi. Every single time you forgot. And I ended up itchy, breaking out in hives. Love doesn't mean remembering everything. But if after 4 years you still can't remember the one thing that makes it hard for me to breathe. Who exactly do you love? Me, or just the idea of having someone next to you? Chadwin went silent, head down. No more lines left in the script. I stood up, slipped on my jacket. I don't need your apology. I just need you to stop performing. I pulled out my phone, opened our messages, typed one final line. Then I read it aloud, just to end the show Broadway style. No applause. Curtain down. Stop acting, Chadwin. The role's over. I hit send and walked out of the diner, didn't look back. Not because I was starring in some indie film scene, but because there was literally nothing left worth looking back at. No regret, no nostalgia, just a clean, sharp exit, like deleting a heavy app that's been slowing down your phone. And for the first time in months, I felt empty, but the kind of empty that makes room for something new. Not the kind that comes from being left behind. Chadwin can keep vlogging, keep crying online, keep misquoting sad song lyrics. As for me, I'm going home. Not back to anyone. Back to myself. The version of me that isn't being rated 4 stars in public. The version I choose, I keep, and I don't need anyone's validation to know she's worth it. The final act of this play is over. And I don't need applause. I just need the light of a life with no director. I know, by now you're probably thinking, wait, that's it? Yep, that's really it. No last-minute plot twists, no dramatic reunion with him screaming in the rain, no 6 months later he changed. Nope. When the role's over, you exit. Like when you get 3 episodes into a terrible series, realize it's unsalvageable, and just shut it off instead of waiting for a miracle finale. This relationship wasn't wrong person, wrong time. It was wrong the moment I let someone define me with 3 words, good enough to use. And it took me nearly 4 years to learn one painfully simple truth. If someone only loves you when you're easygoing, low maintenance, and don't ask questions, they don't love you. They love the convenience. So if you're in a relationship where every time you speak up, you're scared of being called drama, chances are you're not in love. You're running free emotional customer service. And honey, your shift is over. And what about you? Have you ever been rated by the very person you loved? Have you ever had to quietly walk off a stage you never even auditioned for? Tell me in the comments. I really do read them. And who knows, the next story I tell might just be yours. Oh, and if you want more of these, sounds like a joke, but it actually happened love stories, don't forget to hit subscribe, ring that bell, and brace yourself. Drama shows up even when you don't call it. Thanks for staying with me till the very end. Not to feel sad, but to remember. You're never alone in those times when you've simply been loved wrong.